Welcome to Barcart Bookshelf, a video series about books and the drinks they inspire. My name is Elias, and today we're talking about ICE Upon a Pier by Ladz. We've been covering novellas all April long here on Barcart Bookshelf, and we started with one, The Mimicking of Known Successes by Malka Older, where lesbians solve crime. And so to bookend that, we're going to be reading and discussing ICE Upon a Pier by Ladz today, in which lesbians commit crimes. This is, if you've ever wanted the sort of story in like an alternate secondary world New York in like the late 20th century where lesbians perform mob hits with ice magic, this is the book for you. It's a fun, sort of weird book, reminiscent in some ways of Amberlow by Lara Elena Donnelly, or The Greenbone Saga by Fonda Lee, in these sort of intersections of the fantastical and the modern and the magical and crime. And so it really comes together in a satisfying way. The structure of the novella is a series of interviewers with this famous contract killer after she's been apprehended and imprisoned. And we sort of come to see the relationships that she's had with her work, with her family, with her lover, and how that all has brought her to this place. It's a chilling book. Definitely, you know, the ice is not just in her power, but also in her veins. But just very satisfying in that, like, black ice, ooh, you might slip and fall and find yourself really enjoying one of the nastier characters that we've gotten to know here on Barcart Bookshelf. And so, you know, having all of these elements of things that I really enjoyed, and in this nice, really tight, condensed novella that you can read in the course of a sunny afternoon if you want to feel a chill, or a slushy gray day if you really want to dig into those vibes. Of course, we had to have a drink inspired by ICE Upon a Pier. And so, without any further ado, why don't we turn to this week's drink. This is the Contract Killer, and let's get started. We're going to start with an 1.5 ounces of overproof bourbon. You want that sort of high-intensity burn in there for your base spirit. Lovely. The first time that Ruta, the main character, meets Frida, her lover, out, you know, socially, she has a bourbon and ginger-based drink, so of course we had to bring some of those vibes together there. We've got our 1.5 ounces of that high-proof bourbon. We're going to get 1 ounce of lemon juice. Wonderful. Again, sharpness, zing, punch, intensity. That's the whole drive of ICE Upon a Pier. Like this chilly, nasty, sharp, really engaging character. You know, the way a novella can do a deep dive character study in this really sort of tight amount of words. But, you know, we can't just have the strong and the sharp. We've got to get a little bit of sweetness in there as well to balance things out. And so since we see a decent amount of blood in the book, I thought a bit of grenadine would be appropriate. That classic cocktail pomegranate syrup. We're going to get 1/2 ounce of that in there. And I'll have a link in the description below for how you can make your own grenadine. There are some really great commercially available grenadines, but most of what you'll find at like the grocery store is just going to taste like the color red, whereas when you make your own or shop from, you know, a really high-end cocktail craft syrup supplier, then you're going to get a lot more richness and depth of flavor. So we're going to get our 1/2 ounce of that blood red pomegranate grenadine into our shaker. And then to bring a bit more complexity to our sweeteners, we're going to get a 1/4 ounce of orange curacao. We do see a really nice orange kitty cat in the course of the novella named Tangelo. Little homage to Tangelo in there. And a 1/4 ounce of that high intensity, high heat Pratt Standard ginger syrup. Now this usually we use in really sparing quantities just because it's got that real kick of fiery ginger in there and is going to hold its own even in a 1/4 ounce. Lovely. Ooh, yeah, you can smell that like fresh cut sort of ginger quality here in the air at Bar Cart Bookshelf. We'll set that aside for now. Now, we're going to get some crushed ice. Gotta have some fun ice for Ice Upon a Pier. And we're going to get just a sort of scoop into our tin. Cap it, shake it up, wake it up. Lovely. You don't need to shake that long with crushed ice because it's smaller, it's going to melt faster, it's going to dilute faster, but that really is going to help us balance out the intensity of that overproof bourbon, of the sharpness, freshness, zing of the lemon. Take our glass here and fill that with some fresh crushed ice. Whoop. And don't worry if you spill a little bit, it's just ice. Beautiful. Get our handy-dandy Hawthorne strainer, the one strainer to rule them all, and strain into our glass. Wonderful. And then finally, to garnish things off, we are going to get a cocktail cherry and an ice pick. That short, sharp intensity continues on, and you'll take your cherry and your ice pick and just stick that in there. And so there you have it, a nice, bloody contract killer inspired by Ice Upon a Pier by Ladz. Ice Upon a Pier is available now. Got a link to snag the book in the description below, as well as a link to the Boston Shaker where we get all of our tools and ingredients, the cocktail cherries, the strainer, the jigger, all that sort of thing. Ginger syrup. We've got links to various forms of social media, including Twitter and Instagram, where there's always a written version of today's recipe. Please try the drink. Let me know what you think. Hit me up in the comments below if you've had a chance to read Ice Upon a Pier yet. Check it out if you haven't. Please hit that like button. It makes me so very happy when you do. Share with your friends. Have them subscribe. You subscribe if you haven't already. It really does help us find new audiences. And so, until next time, cheers.